The Chicago Bears travel to Indy to face off against the Indianapolis Colts for a Week 3 matchup. Keys to success for the offense, keys to success for the defense, some bold predictions, and a lot more will be discussed as we break down this Week 3 matchup. All that and more right after this. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb, and shout out to my boy J2K on those designs. That's a new intro for those who don't follow the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. I'm solo today, but later on you'll see me in the rest of the Black Bear Podcast crew talking about the post game results from this Week 3 matchup. Look. Let's just jump right into it. Let's break down some of this Indianapolis Colts game. The Chicago Bears are coming off of what's the word I want to use to describe that Houston Texans game? Look, it was a loss, 13-19. I guess you want to say, if you want to say the game it wasn't a bag, but it kind of seemed a lot worse than it actually was by the end of that game. Caleb Williams struggled, the O-line struggled, and that run game struggled again. Look, if we're gonna have any success in this game against the Indianapolis Colts, we can't play the way we played against the Houston Texans. Now, Houston Texans is a lot better than the Indianapolis Colts, but NFL teams are NFL teams. So look, Caleb Williams was sacked 7 times last week. He was hit 11 times on top of the 7 sacks. 36 pressures, and he only threw the ball 37 times. He was pressured a lot. That can't happen. There was a lot of 5-on-5 going on. So the Colts weren't necessarily blitzing 6, but they were sending 5. Sometimes they did send 6, but they sent 5 a lot, which makes it one-on-one across the board in the trenches. And we couldn't hold up and protect Caleb Williams the way we should have. Nate Davis struggled. Darnell Wright struggled. The centers, Coleman Shelton struggled. Tevin Jenkins all the way over to Braxton Jones. They all struggled. Even Caleb struggled. There were some things he could have done to kind of mitigate the deficiencies on that O-line, but he's a rookie, so you can only ask him so much. Now, DJ Moore, he struggled with separation at times. He did get open at times, but there was other times he probably could have, if he would have got open, he probably could have helped his quarterback out a little bit more. Ramadunze played probably all the snaps just like DJ Moore, except, with the exception with a handful of snaps. DeAndre Carter, he played a lot too, and we saw Caleb Williams missed him on some throws, some key throws at that. But I think they all need to be better all in all. I mean, D'Amico Ryans, we all know the stat. We all heard it by now. He blitzed more than he ever does. And the Chicago Bears can come to expect that. Even if they overcome the Indianapolis Colts, you got to expect that Caleb Williams will be blitzed throughout this season. He's a rookie. I don't care if he's first overall pick, 3rd round pick, 4th round pick, or Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. You're going to see the blitzes. But the thing with what's going on here is the Chicago Bears, I think the numbers are kind of skewed a little bit. You have to have a run game to be successful. I don't care if you're Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, any great quarterback out there that you Patrick Mahomes, if that's what you want to, that's who you want to bring up. I feel like you need I know from my experience, I know you need a good running game to be successful as a passer in this league. It's just hard to be one-dimensional in the NFL. And if you are one-dimensional, you're going to struggle in this league. And the Chicago Bears offensively have struggled. It looks like the same offense we've known from Mitchell Trubisky's early years and even Justin Fields' early years. Things get better with time as these quarterbacks grow, but as of right now, I think Bears fans are a little smacked in the mouth. Even though in the offseason we all said it's going to take this offense at least week 4, week 5, maybe even longer to get settled in and get cohesive. Not to mention the O line hasn't been working together. Nate Davis has been out in and out of the lineup. Ryan Bates should have been the center. But anyway, so look, let's dive into this team, this matchup with the Indianapolis Colts, and let's look at some of the keys to success for the offense in this game. Caleb Williams in the offense, look, no turnovers. Caleb Williams, you had 2 turnovers last week, and not all of it was necessarily your fault. I feel like you were trying to make plays because you just felt like you were helpless. There was nothing that was working for you guys, so you just forced the ball. You can't do that, especially the interception that you threw to Cole Kmet on the sideline. That was in triple coverage. You just can't have that. You threw 2 interceptions. Take care of the football. That goes for you in running backs and in special teams as well. When you're one-on-ones, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, I would say Keenan Allen, but he's out this game. He will not be playing. There's a lot of people out this game. When you're one-on-ones, DeAndre Carter, whoever's out there, when you're one-on-ones, because if they man up and a blitz, we have to make them pay. We have to connect on some deep balls to keep the teams from blitzing us. It didn't happen last week, and it absolutely has to happen if we're going to keep teams from blitzing us as much as they have been. Like I said, D'Amico Ryans blitzed the most he has in his career. I know he's only been a head coach for 2 years, but he blitzed the most he's had in the past 2 years. So you gotta win those one-on-one matchups if we're going to be successful in combating that blitz. It just won't work if you can't win one-on-ones, because you're gonna have them. You're gonna have them. That goes for the O-line too. If they send 5, you got to be able to hold your own. One-on-one across the board. Darnell Wright, Tevin Jenkins, all you got. Coleman Show, win the one-on-one matchups. Keys to success on the defense. And actually, before I move on, I just want to say, I could have, for the keys to success for the offense, I could have went with the running game. Run the ball early and often, like I did the past few weeks. But I don't think, and you'll hear more about that as we go on, but I don't think the Bears will even be able to run the ball against this team. It's one of the worst teams in the league at run defense. And I still don't think we'll be able to run the ball against them. You see the numbers up there. Average rush yards, 237 yards per game, 32nd in the NFL for the Colts. That is not great. The Chicago Bears offense is 77.5 rushing yards per game. That's 28th in the league. And you see our pass yards above that, 99.0, 32nd in the league. We're just not great offensively. When I show you the defensive numbers, you'll see why we are 1-1 at this point. We could easily be 2-0, but we saw the game last week. So look, I could say run. I don't think we'll capitalize. The Chicago Bears will capitalize on this 32nd ranked run defense with the Colts. I think we're still struggling to run game. So like I said, I could have easily picked run the ball early and often, but I didn't. Let's just look at some of these numbers actually. So the Bears got nine. Caleb Williams been sacked 9 total times on the season. Total yards, though, 211 yards. So when your passing game struggles the way it is, and then the running game, so the passing game is the bottom of the league. Rushing game is almost to the bottom of the league. It feels like it's the bottom, but it's pretty close. Your total yards will be 31st. That's just what you get with that. And then our third down percentage is also towards the bottom of the league, which is 27th. The 18.5 points per game is kind of skewed from the first game where we scored on special teams and we scored on defense as well. So that would probably be 32nd if those numbers weren't counted towards the offense. Look at the Colts defense. Average pass yards, they're 9th, 163. So they're pretty decent in the pass game. They played the Packers last week, who ran the ball 50 times with Malik Willis. So that will skew those numbers a lot too. Their total yards, 415, 31st in the league. That is those rushing numbers will bring that total yards down for them. But the third down percentage is also pretty bad, 29th. So ours is pretty bad too for offense. So I'm hoping we can look on paper. This is a get right game for the Bears, for the Chicago Bears. Let's just call it what it is. This is a get right game for them. And I just fear if you're not able to get right in some of these categories, I'll put it up again. If you're not able to get right in that rushing category, in that pass yards category as well, and even third down percentage category, it's gonna be a long season for Bears fans. So, look, yeah, like I said, I could have came out here with some run the ball early and often, but we'll see. And let's just take a look at the other side of the ball. For the look, there's the Bears defense. Average pass yards 169.5, 12. But the average pass yards and touchdowns is kind of down this year in general, just because of the way the defenses have been playing these offenses this year. They've been a lot of too high safeties to keep, and that's been the talk of the whole NFL so far through 2 weeks. Yards are down, passing touchdowns are down across the NFL. Too high safeties. Nobody's trying to get beat. Nobody's letting you just come out here and just toss the ball around and beat us deep. So I know Mel Kiper mentioned banning the too high safety. I think that's dumb as football. Stop it. If you can't stop it, if you can't beat the too high safety, then run the ball. And that's what teams been doing, running the ball, and the Chicago Bears cannot do that. But look at the defense number. We're 12th in pass yards given up. Rush yards given up, we're 13th. 6 total sacks on the season. Total yards per game with 301.0, which is 10th. Third down percentage is 25%, which ties us for third. Look, this defense we knew was going to have to carry this team. And I want Bears fans to remember that. Nobody thought, well, there are some people who thought that the offense and Caleb Williams with Roma Dunze and all these weapons, Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, all these weapons, we'd be a high-powered offense. But no, you got a rookie quarterback. First year in Shane Waldron's scheme, a lot of these pieces have to come together. It's just going to have to. And we talked about it in the offseason. So you got to let that come to fruition. But we like this defense. We talked about this defense carrying this team for the first 4 or 5 weeks. So let's let that happen. Look, points allowed 18.0, tied for 6th. I think the Bears have only given up like 3 points in the last 2 second halves we played in the last 2 games. So if the defense can get it together from the start of the game and not just make adjustments, I credit Matt Eberflus in the defense for their second half adjustments. But if they can get it together from the start to the finish, boy, that defense would be tough to handle. It's already tough, but it'd be even more tough to handle. But if you look at the Titans offense, they're about middle of the pack. And a lot of these numbers, average pass yards, 198.5, 18th in the league. Average rush yards with Jonathan Taylor, 122.0, 16th in the league. And I think they'll deploy a lot of Jonathan Taylor just because Anthony Richardson threw 3 interceptions last week. So I think they'll try to mitigate some of those turnovers by him. He could be a little inaccurate at times. They've only given up 3 sacks. The offensive line is pretty good. It's okay over there. They're only giving up 3 sacks. And I think most of those came against the Packers or the Texans. I don't know. I didn't look too deep into what the numbers they put up against previous opponents. But look, 330 total yards, 16th. You got third down percentage, 18th. And then points scored, tied for 18. So they're middle of the pack, 18, 16, 16, 18, 18. They're middle of the pack team. And I think the Bear fans are kind of like writing them off because of that. But I think we wrote off the Titans too. And that game should have let us know we cannot write off any opponent in this season. That brings me to my keys to success for the defense. Apply pressure on Richardson early and often, just like they've been doing Caleb Williams. I think if you put some pressure on him, that'll give us early turnovers, early takeaways, great field position early on in the game, because we know how our defense plays in the second half. So let us try to make some splash plays early on and set the offense up for success early. Make it easy on Caleb Williams in that horrible run game that we got. Apply pressure on Anthony Richardson early and often. Make him nervous and create takeaways. That keys to success for the defense. They have been exceptional this season so far. So, I mean, with the exception of the first halves. So I can't really there's not much to nitpick with the defense right now. I know they'll be even better once they, get into the season. Those first half 16 points or 13 points they've been giving up, I think that won't happen. But look, if they don't stop the run, I hope we can continue to stop the run. You see the numbers up there for the defense. I put it back up. We're 13th in the league, 107.5. They got a good running back over there. Indy has a good running back over there. We got to stop the run. If we do that, I know Richardson's day will be hell. And I think we could make his day hell. Let's move on to bold prediction for this game. And then I'll give my game prediction, and then we'll wrap this up. Caleb Williams, my bold prediction is Caleb Williams throws his first touchdown. Bears win 10-13. I guess I'll mix my bold prediction with my game prediction. Caleb Williams will throw his first. Look, it is not very bold, but the way this offense has been looking, that is bold as hell, especially since Keenan Allen is out the game, out this week. I don't care what nobody tell you. This offense is going to struggle for a while, at least 2 or 3 more games. And I don't think this is a get-right game for us. We squeak out a win. Caleb Williams throws his first touchdown pass. I can't tell you to who, but that's my bold prediction. Caleb Williams throws his first touchdown pass. I'll say he becomes the first rookie quarterback to throw his first touchdown pass, which he would have done that in the last couple games. If Keenan catches one of those touchdowns, and then Rome Odunze, your 9th overall pick, catches his touchdown. So I'm going Caleb Williams throws his first touchdown pass. Whether you like it or not, I think that's very bold based on the way this offense is played over the first 2 games. And I get it, it's only 2 games. But then the Bears only win 10-13. I don't think this is going to be 28-10 or nothing crazy like that, like people are thinking. First of all, I don't think the Colts are going to score too much on us. I don't think they're going to score more than 10. But guess what? We ain't scoring too many points either. Until the Chicago Bears offense and Shane Waldron show me they are capable of putting up points and running a sound offense, 13 points. That's what I got. Yeah, and that will complete the game preview. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the Black Bear Podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. I'm your host, Mark Robb. Be sure to tune in to the post-game show, because I'll be in with the fellas and we'll discuss the results, and hopefully some of the shit I talked about on this episode came true. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm your host, Mark Robb. Catch us after the game for the Black Bear Podcast post-game show. We'll be there for the entire breakdown. I'm out of here. Enjoy the game. Peace.